What's up everybody, it's Jet Desert Fox, back with another straight out of the box. This is the series where I get an airsoft gun from the manufacturer or retailer and open it right in front of the camera and give you guys my honest opinion. Today we're going to be looking at the LCT AK104 AEG. Listed features of the LCT AK104 are ultra realistic stamped steel riveted receiver to simulate the look and feel of an actual AK rifle. Heavyweight steel barrel, gas piston assembly, front sight and muzzle. Durable, lightweight, fiber-reinforced polymer furniture, railed tactical handguard for mounting red dots and accessories, AK SVD style side rail for optic mounts. The inner barrel is a 6.02mm diameter tight bore at 365mm length, and easy access, easy to adjust slide style hop up. I do like that this gun comes stock with a tight bore barrel. However, that does mean that the barrel will have to be cleaned after every outing to make sure that you don't have jamming issues every time you go out and play. Let's get into this box. I'm actually very excited for this gun. I'm going to be using it at an upcoming Milsim West game in about a week in Virginia. Strike at Spearhead Saratov. There we go. Sorry, it was just this funky name that I couldn't remember. But yes, I'll be using this gun at Spearhead Saratov. All right, we've got a cardboard divider, and inside we have the gun itself, mid-cap magazine, a all black flash hider. Oh, what's this down here? Oh, it's like a dog tag. All right, oh, that's cool. And we have the gun itself, which is held in place by a plastic mold, by some plastic molding. Sure, there's nothing else in the box. Nope. Now that we got the box out of the way, let's take a look at the gun itself. First, picking it up, pretty hefty gun. It is a little front heavy due to all of the full metal parts up here at the front, and it is going to get heavier once I start putting more accessories on the gun, like a vertical grip, my camera, an optic, so on and so forth, but it's not overly heavy. From the front to back, on the front we've got our federally mandated orange tip. Oh, it looks like they just put a temporary orange stubby tip on here because they do include the all black muzzle for the gun, which is great. I'm glad that they did that. So this will eventually go on like this once I get that orange tip off. Got a top rail, two side rails, and then a bottom rail on the front polymer furniture. We've got our adjustable sight, got our charging handle, and our safety. I'm gonna move this down so I can charge this and see what that feels like. On some AK platforms, the fake bolt is purposely made heavy so that way when you do rack it or let it go forward, it feels a little bit more realistic. This one definitely is not the case. When we pull the bolt back, we do reveal the sliding hop-up. Now, one of the things that I hate with AK hop-ups is the slider tends to come loose and then you're constantly adjusting your hop-up. If I can just get to this and kind of feel how that slider moves around, if it's loose, if it's a little stiff, you want this to be a little bit stiffer, and that's kind of what I'm getting from the slider on this AK hop-up. Feels like it's going to hold in place fairly well, but I won't know that for sure until I actually play a game with this gun. Looks like the trigger guard is a little bit more enhanced than normal AK trigger guard. We have our lever style magazine release. The pistol grip does feel like it's a beefier plastic though. Feels a lot nicer than some of the other plastic AKs that I've held. On the rear we've got a LE style stock with buffer tube, and I believe the battery compartment is going to be in the upper receiver. Let's see. I haven't consulted a manual, nor do I think that there is one. And I was right. Okay, in the upper receiver, we've got our battery compartment and our battery connector, which is a small Tamiya. If I was an engineer on this gun, I probably would have opted to put the battery compartment in the buffer tube to allow for more space. Anytime that the battery compartment has been up here in the upper receiver, it's kind of a pain in the butt to find batteries for it. I think Leah and I struggled for about like 6 months to find decent batteries that would fit in the upper receiver of the AK, and we finally did. But we're constantly fighting over who gets to use that battery because we only bought one. Eventually we'll get two. We're gonna do our first test fire. Put some eye pro on just in case there happens to be a BB in the chamber. We're gonna point this in the safe direction. The battery I am using is a Titan lithium ion 11.1. Got our first test fire with the LCT AK104. All right, that was full auto. Now semi. Very, very sturdy, very, very crisp shooting as well. We don't hear any whiny gears. Everything sounds very solid, and the shimming sounds very solid as well. Yeah, when this gun fires, it fires really well. Oh yeah, I just want to keep shooting it because it just feels so good. Gun performance, whoa, if I don't break it first. The gun performance, very, very good. I'm very impressed with how this gearbox feels when squeezing the trigger and how it sounds. Now, normally this is the part of the video where I take the gun outside and give it a test fire and chrono test. However, this video is going to be a little bit different. I ran myself out of daylight while shooting another video. Luckily though, I am planning on going to SC Village in Corona, California tomorrow for some gameplay. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to pack up this gun and play with it. And then after a couple games, then I'll give you guys my feedback. Let's fast forward in time to tomorrow morning at SC Village. I've arrived at SC Village. We're back here at the firing range. Got the LCT AK104 loaded up with Elite Force 0.25 gram BBs. Let's give it a chrono and test fire. First shot. 397, 214, 211, 401, that was weird, 400, 403, 404, 406, 405, 409, 408, 406, 406, 408. Okay, so we're a little all over the place in the high 400s. We're spiking anywhere between 402 to 409. I don't know what happened with those first shots that were super low, but let's continue with some test fire. The hop up definitely needs to be adjusted. Oh my goodness. Let's give it a little bit more hop. But this gun is shooting really solid. All right, let's do full auto. Oh, full auto is nice. So I'm trying to adjust the hop up and it doesn't seem to be adjusting. Shoot it a little bit. So as you can see, no hop whatsoever. Let's make an adjustment. No hop. I'm gonna turn it all the way, see what happens. Again, no hop. Let's go back the other way now. Maybe I'm going the wrong way. Even less hop. That BB went straight into the ground. So while this gun fires really well, apparently the hop up is completely non-existent. Yeah, there's no hop up on this gun. Sweet. All right. Tango down. Final thoughts on the LCT AK104 AEG. It's actually taken me a couple days, maybe about a week and a half or so, to film this final thoughts, just because I was so let down by this gun. It is just this unbelievable letdown to me. Everything about this gun is spectacular. The build quality, the feel, the gearbox sounded great. The features of the gun, all of it fits all the needs that I wanted, I needed, and the gun just falls flat on its face because the hop-up doesn't work. This is the second LCT that I've seen out of 3 that has performed poorly. So the first one I saw was at SE Village, another kid had one. His bucking was messed up. This one, the hop-up doesn't work. And then I saw someone else at Milsim West Spearhead Saratov with an LCT, and he said his was great. It's just kind of a throw-up when it comes to the LCT series. You would think that brand that usually is associated with very high quality would not have this very basic issue that's the deal breaker. It sucks. It really sucks. I'm so disappointed. And you know, I ended up having to use a different gun for Spearhead Saratov, and that gun performed really terribly. You can check out that video in the info card in the top right hand corner. Here is my suggestion to anybody who's looking to get an LCT. Buy it in person at a store. Doesn't matter if it's your local store, if it's EVIC. And the reason I say buy it in person is so you can test fire it for range, because it always seems to be a range problem, or at least a problem with the bucking or hop-up unit. And so if you're able to test fire the gun before purchasing it, you should get a good gun, because obviously you'll know if the hop-up is gonna work or not. I'm just reeing out right now just thinking about it. Ugh. Oh my gosh, just looking at this thing again, I'm just so let down. Just so let down. LCT, what the fuck? What the fuck? Now, one thing that I want to make clear to everybody as to why this is so disappointing is because this is a pretty pricey gun. It comes in at about $300 or so, and for a lot of people that might be a lot of money. I know when I was a kid, I had to collect like bottles and cans and go to the recycling center and get money that way to buy airsoft guns. And if that's something that you did to get something like this and that happened to you, how angry you would be. Like, you know, you spend all this time and effort saving up money to get a gun that you believe is going to be great, and then the main thing just it's basically just broken out of the box, and it's really frustrating. That's going to wrap up this very disappointing straight out of the box. As always, this is Jet Desert Fox, and I'll see you on the field. Hopefully this thing will be working and I'll be able to shoot you.